Here we go again. Today we're back. We're reviewing my Week 12 predictions. Let's just get right into it. See how I did this time.
NFL picks.
Didn't
Honestly,
do well
crazy
last week,
saying
so
Week 12
you know,
already, right?
shit. I mean, yeah, I'm
I
playing
really
somebody
am quiet
the
in
second time
this,
in
holy.
fantasy too. Like it's wild. This season's going so quick,
oops.
bro. We're getting closer and closer to baseball. Love it. Now I know C.J. Stroud's out. Davis Mills is still going to be starting. The big thing for me in this game is how Josh Allen has played against Houston. Not just last year where he lost the game and he struggled. He probably hit his worst game of his season. And obviously he won MVP. So, you know, you have to look at that.
Let the kid cook, bro.
You know, his first year, first or second year, he played in the playoffs against Houston. Didn't play that good in that game either. I think this is a bad game. They're playing, you know, whatever. You could call them the one, you could call them the two. They're the top two defense in football. I think this is a game, you know, the Texans can make close, and I think they could. I don't think they're gonna win, but I think they're gonna. I think the Bills win by a field goal. Perfect start. Houston spread 1-0 for the kid. I thought the Bills might take it, you know, just because, you know, Davis Mills. I like how they're moving the ball with Davis Mills. This is a big game for Woody Marks.
He did have a good game,
Bills'
too.
run defense is one of the worst 3 units in football, and I think him and Nick Chubb will have a good game in this one.
Chubb
if
was
they can
fucking
get Nico Collins moving, they could definitely win it, too. So,
terrible.
Game number 2. Now, this lucky fucking team, man. Now, Jamar Chase is suspended, and this is brutal. This is really, really brutal. Now,
No Joe Burrow
they're
either.
back home after losing by 20-something to Pittsburgh. The Pats have a long week off. I kind of like Cincy in this one, man. I don't know. This spread was at 9 after the Chase news and has gone all the way down to 7-5. Now, the Pats don't look to have anybody major. Nobody else major out besides Milton Williams. This injury makes you think, you know, because the Pats all season, their best part of their defense has been their run defense. They have the best run defense in football through 11 weeks. Milton Williams goes down. Chase Brown, you know, he had a good game. They were able to move the ball pretty well on the ground. Probably
So
second
that's
best
the
defensive
way
player,
to
their defensive tackle. He was
beat the Pats
he
or
signed a
get
massive
close
deal
to
this
it going forward for
offseason.
most teams.
He's gone on IR. That's a big loss. You know, the Pats' run defense has been one of the best units in football. Chase Brown might have a better day.
I just said that, bro.
But it's not, you know, Milton Williams up there. Flacco's been really good. Honestly, this season, I mean, last week he was worse, but, you know, he's been really, you know...
He has been slinging it for him.
A chance to stay afloat without Burrow. Higgins will have a good game. Higgins actually didn't play that well. He did get concussed, to be fair, later in the game. I believe it was the 4th quarter. But he really didn't do much. Gonzo was on most of the game. And Higgins really didn't have any chance. It was mostly it was really the tight ends. Chase Brown's a really good elite receiving back. It's really how much can you stop the Pats offense. Now, the Pats offense looked a little worse last week. I think anyone saw that. You know, I know Stevenson's back this week, so Stevenson is expected to play this week. So the usage
did not look good.
Unknown, kind of, because we don't know who's going to be RB1.
Henderson was clear RB1, actually.
Yeah, I think
he had 20 touches
close.
or something.
I mean, over-under's at 50.5. I think Cincy can make it close enough, and I think the Pats win by 4. 2-0. All right, Pats won by 6. It was a little closer. But, hey, we take it. 2-0. Better start this time. Now, we've got
I
the
honestly
Giants
can't remember what I
and
took for the
Lions.
next
Now,
3 here.
Jackson Dart
so.
is expected to play, but this really won't change my opinion here.
I already knew what I took. Actually,
I lied. Bad game against Philly. I think this is a really good bounce back spot. The Giants.
In theory, it would be actually.
You know, I don't think they're not a bottom 3 team. Maybe they're bottom 5. They're probably a bottom 7 team. They're just not there yet. When your all-pro receivers out, Pro Bowl caliber running backs out, you can't really do a lot.
No, you really can't.
I like Tyrone Tracy, but he's just not the same player as Scat.
Yeah.
This is a good bounce back spot for Detroit. Campbell's calling plays. I liked how they played against Washington. I know he's super aggressive against Philly, but
see, this week was weird. This is probably the weirdest game because they won by 7, but they didn't play better, really, for 3/4 of the game. The Giants' defensive coordinator, he gets fired because of the game like this. He is terrible. Giants fans are all rejoicing all over social media. It's just insane how Dable fucked up their DC so bad because Martindale was so good for them, and then he left because of Dable. The Giants played really good on offense again. I really like this Kafka's guy's play calling. He was really creative. You got to be creative against a better team like Detroit. And you got to be against a team like that. If you want to beat, the reigning champs, you got to play aggressively. Yep, of course.
And that bad penalty at the end of the game, maybe stopped them making it interesting. So,
indeed.
Now, we're on to Seattle and Tennessee. Now, this is a weird one, too, because...
So, 2-1, not
with
not
this
the
one,
worst
and
here.
then the Jets game, sitting at 13-5. Now, it's... One of these, clearly, the underdog's going to hit, and the other...
It was actually, I believe both did.
Let me double-check here. I believe both underdogs actually did hit, because the Ravens won by 13, and yeah. Okay, so
I'm definitely going 1-1 right here.
Favorite's going to hit. Now, I'm always saying how much I hate huge road favorites. Seahawks at 14, and this is a really good away team. I think Seahawks, every sign points to them, right? But I'm actually going to say Tennessee in this one. I like how Cam Ward played last week. The receivers around him are horrible.
Oh my God, no way. I didn't actually think I said that.
DK should play.
I'm not even kidding.
Okay. Conquo's good.
Awesome.
Helm's playing more. Ty J's looked better than Pollard as well.
I'll get into
their
it
defense
in a
is a better
second
unit,
here,
but I don't think they're going to lose this game by 13.5. Unless, they just throw multiple pick sixes. I know the Seahawks have a very good defense, probably a top 7 unit in football.
Yep.
I just don't see them blowing them out by this much. This is too low of a number for me. So, yep. Okay. Now, I should have been wrong on this one because the Seahawks were up 23, and then Cam Ward, just honestly, best game of Cam Ward's career. I was pretty impressed. You don't really have the weapons around you, but he's making do with what he's got. That's all. That's all you can do. When you have a guy from fucking Barry College playing, it's just not. It's not a good look there. On. I'm probably gonna be wrong, and I'm gonna be off on both these, but I'm gonna say Baltimore. Now Lamar, he's just getting back from injury, basically.
But yeah, it was a.
Let me go back to this. It was a 23-point game, and then they had it at 6 after 2 TDs. It was Cam Ward, I believe, ran in for a touchdown, and then it was a 13-point game, and then it was Okonkwo and Ward, I believe, that scored their 2 TDs,
blowing anybody out.
Made it to 6, 7.
Now
8.
The Baltimore one, I'm not.
Miami, they had a big win. They had 20-something point win. But the Jets kind of are just dead in the water. I know they played the Pats close last week. It was only a 13-point game, right? Fields is benched. Garrett Wilson's injured. The defense is just not there. I think Derrick Henry's about to have a field day.
He had a good game.
Lamar should be able to run over
but not really a field
Pass
day.
defense really isn't there. I think this is a good game for the Ravens to keep their momentum going. Now they're going to get over 500. They're going to be a game
completely
over
wrong with
after
that
this
take
game.
either.
But with the Ravens prime fashion, they'll probably lose this game, right?
I wasn't off. 3-1 with the Seahawks 1-1 to start. But Baltimore wins this by 13. They did not deserve to cover. Lamar he's like I said right there. Lamar was just off. His throws. He's not looking Lamar like. He's not running as much right now. He's hitting some overthrows. He had an overthrow to D-Hop where he really should have hit him for a touchdown. And the Jets were up 7-0 at one point, I believe. They did lose to Vegas 7-3 at halftime, which probably lost Lamar MVP. Which actually fucked Vegas' pick too. So 3-2. Now, probably the game of the week. I mean, surely it's the game of the week, right? Oh no, the Eagles and Cowboys. Yeah. No, the Colts and Chiefs is an elite game. The Chiefs again playing a really good team.
Cowboys game was good though.
Really struggled against good
I was
teams
onto something there, man.
I believe they're 0-5 against teams over 500. Obviously they lost to the Bills, they lost to the Broncos, they lost to the one, Jacksonville just doesn't look. And Chris Jones looks like he's fallen off a cliff. Kelsey's looked okay, Mahomes looked good, but I just don't. I don't see the Chiefs, beating them by 3+ at all.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm sure
this one. I think I'll say it in a second here, but it was just, it's impossible to pick against the Colts in this scenario. The Colts look like
it's going to be on the
probably
Colts,
the second best team in football. Where it's like,
in all reality,
you just can't.
I just can't picture the Chiefs winning this comfortably. If they do, I think this is a game decided by a field goal. As most Chiefs games have been, right? But they have, look, one possession games. They have struggled all year. That's kind of what I was getting into with Buffalo, Denver, Chargers, Jags. Hasn't been pretty at all for them. So
no, it has not at all.
Now we have another interesting one. So I believe this is. I don't think we had a 6.5 up here. No, we had 6. Okay. Minnesota and Green Bay. This is a weird one because
4-2 after that.
Games are always tricky. Now, the big note for Green Bay in this one is actually Josh Jacobs is not expected to play. He's day-to-day per the coach, but I don't think anyone expects him to play in this one.
He was surprisingly close to playing. It looks like he's going to play Thursday Night Football this week, which is a great sign long term for him, and for anybody that owns him in fantasy or Packers fans. But Emmanuel Wilson, he did his thing.
I think
we all know how this game went. It was
6,
the tale of
if he,
what one quarterback did, right?
If he is
and
ruled
one
out,
quarterback didn't, basically.
the total is super low because you have 2 top 10 defenses at the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean this is such a good defensive game too.
Yeah. So you have 2 top 10 defenses in this game. So this is going to be an interesting one. Christian Watson, Dobbs, the wide receiver 3, Bo Melton, Wicks,
Wicks
it's not the greatest. I really do think, I put my money on, or my pick on JJ last week, but I think this is a game that's close. Those division games. It's worth noting that
I gotta stop this segment, bro. Holy fuck!
They don't.
I gotta stop
a
saying that
touchdown,
because
and
it hasn't worked as much as I like
team,
it to.
By a bit than Minnesota. So I think this is one they make close. I think Green Bay could definitely win, but we'll see.
I overthought this game completely. I mean, I really like JJ pre-draft prospect, so I'm a bit biased towards him there. But I really thought this was a game where he was gonna play better. But he can't put any consistency on the board. I don't think the play calling is very good, but
offense,
their best drive of the game where they actually could have made it closer. Kevin O'Connell called a poor 4th down play.
Kraft is really good, but he's no Jacobs, right?
So the thing with JJ is where he had 4-3, whatever. Where he had success with in college was
using his legs. He's
Again,
such a good runner.
One because
such an underrated runner. He's another guy in 2024 class. Who's
third
just
best
such a good
record.
Runner. The third highest team in the NFC standings, right? You know, I know Seattle's got a better record, whatever. But the Bears are 7-4, man.
Yep,
Weird ass shit, man. And I don't know. This is a weird win they got in this one too.
What a difference a year makes, right? Like, look how bad they looked, a year ago, Thanksgiving. Matt Eberflus can't even.
And now they're gonna
get
go
the
into
clock
Thanksgiving
right?
at 8 fucking wins.
Ben Johnson,
incredible. Masterclass, baby.
The step they've taken to get to here. This is a big game too, because the Steelers, the Ravens are right on their door. And Jalen Warren's questionable. I'm not sure he's going to play. I think he will. Aaron Rodgers definitely not playing. But the offense just looks so
correct again.
Right now.
Always great with the
I know Boswell's been really good. You just can't move the ball, and especially in games away from home, they've really just struggled this season. I think this is a game the Bears win, probably cover as well. I would just be more comfortable just taking them straight.
I believe they did cover. Obviously they did win. They won by 3, so I was actually correct. Now this one was kind of a bit of a trap line here, as the Steelers winning with Mason Rudolph would have made a fucking ton of sense to anybody. They actually played well. They had a lead for a little bit too. Caleb had a really bad fumble for a touchdown that TJ Watt made the play on. And then he locked in. He was so good after that, and it was really it was nice to see
this is
that
another game for the Bears to
just keep their season going. Next week they also play Philly on Friday, so
to step up after
a poor turnover. You know what I mean?
Which I don't think they're gonna win that one.
I'll go out and say it as 8-point underdogs.
No,
so
5-3.
Not bad. Not a bad
start
here.
Ones here. The Jags and Cardinals to start.
I say the Jacks.
Now, the Cardinals had a weird week because Jacoby Brissett broke an NFL record for the most completions.
He did,
which is
47. It was a bit weird.
They
man.
also proceeded to lose by 20 points. So I'm not really sure where we're at with that.
It's a
Their
hard.
defense looked really
the Cardinals
bad.
are a very hard team to grade right now. Again, Brissett played
when you start the game
well,
and they score in the second
they couldn't really move the ball on the ground. It's why I keep saying in these mock drafts that I'm doing, the chance for Jeremiah Love is really up there for them.
The game it's
when
really
they don't have a running
play
back.
it.
If somebody's gonna say, "Oh, Trey Benson," I'm not
game,
really
right?
gonna,
second play of
I'm
the
not
game.
gonna go along with that one.
98 yards. So I'd be comfortable with Jaguars. Jacoby Myers looked good. They're off a big win. This is probably a trap game for them, but I think they're going to pull it out. I trust Liam Cohen. I think they could get over the hump of Kansas City, who's behind them. I know, that's kind of what's you could kind of tell it's planned into their mind because last week, they choked that big lead, and then they play really good against, the Chargers. I said the Jaguars almost, but
I'm not wrong because it's hard to see what team is going to come out for the Jags every week, and it's just like because the Texans game. This is a team who should be at 8 wins now. The Jags, because of that Texans game. You can't choke a 19-point lead. Then after they choke that. Everyone thinks, oh, their season's over. T-Law rumors to be traded. Then they beat the Chargers by 29, right? And then they just, the Cardinals aren't a great team. They're not good. They're a bottom 10 team in the league. But, the offense for them has really been moving it, and it was a good win. T-Law had 3 picks. One of them was his fault. One was a great play by Baker. The other one was
just another good game.
They win by. He got hit as he
6
threw
or 7.
for a pick 6. So
no joke
it's
intended
there, but it happens. Quarterbacks have to make mistakes to get better at the end of the day.
Have a very favorable schedule,
but for the rest of the season, BTJ, we need him to come back because without him, and now obviously without Hunter,
Okay, so then we've got Cleveland and Vegas. So I believe
they win by
that would put me at 6
for the
6-3
on game for the Bears. I'm not sure he's going to play. I think the ball him straight up because I
think so. 6-3.
No, this Cohen.
So I 6 or 7. Now this one was a hard one this week, honestly.
You've got the first game for Shadur Sanders.
It really was.
As a starter, and you got Geno Smith. Now, I think the Raiders are a worse team. I think these defenses are probably going to both dominate. But I do think the Raiders win this one, and I think they win by 6 points. I think they definitely cover. I trust Geno more. I mean, this is not a great matchup for Shadur.
That is 6.
Or anyone, like for either
here.
Team. But like I think
so. 6-3 going into this.
Pull it out. It's going to be really low scoring. It's going to be like 16. No, that doesn't make sense. It's going to be like,
hold on,
15-7 or something like that. So, if you are betting on this game, consider calling yourself the hotline. I would never, ever, ever, ever want to put any money on that shit, please. Like,
I mean, okay, so I didn't, I said I think the Raiders are gonna win. I didn't predict it. I said the under. We take it, bro. I mean, that's a win in my book, bro. So 7-3 we are here.
Yeah, bet responsibly, truly.
So
now we've got.
I mean.
Technically,
you're gambling on that shit, bro. You got a problem.
We got the Eagles. We got the Dallas Cowboys. This spread sits at 3 to Dallas. Dallas coming off a really good win. They had their bye before that. I like how their offense is looking. I've talked before. They've got a top 5 offense, probably. The Eagles, they've got a top 5 defense.
This one was weird though. Before I continue this, the Eagles up to 21-0. It looks like, easy read there. I don't know what the hell happened at half.
So this is a tricky
Their
game for Dallas.
Kevin Patullo,
I don't think
gotta go.
They can stop Eagles on offense.
Got to go.
Hurts had a bad week. Detroit's defense is pretty good. I think this is a good bounce back spot. I think the Eagles win.
Coach
is
by
3.
Absolutely
I
terrible.
think they probably win by a touchdown at least. It's just too good of a matchup for every player.
It's just insane how
I like Quinn Williams.
You could go from Super Bowl winners to a team who's struggling to score
a good first game, but
5 points.
This is not pretty for them against the champs. So this is the best team in the NFL. No Colts. I mean, shit. I got the Broncos jersey right there. It's not us either. It's definitely still Philly. I know we beat them. It's gonna be hard to beat them again if we ever play. Now this is a weird one too.
So yeah, we're gonna go to 7-4.
Now,
I'm not mad about the pick. I would take it every single time. I didn't play Dak in fantasy. I was really worried, about that matchup. He came out in the second half and he was just slinging it, and they had no answer.
Michael Penix,
they really did
have to get his ACL repaired again, which is brutal because he's 26 only, right? He's going on 27. They don't even have their first round pick. This pick's gonna end up as a top 5 pick. Just
maybe it won't.
Make that shit up,
they played.
I'm gonna just say the Saints.
I gotta stop with the Saints segment because every time I predict the Saints to win a game or do anything positive, they've lost. And the 2 games I predicted against the Saints, they won both games, I believe. They beat the Panthers and they also beat whoever the hell the other one was. Wait, no, not beat, but they covered whatever. I've said before, Kellen Moore, I really like him. I really like what he's doing with this team. I like Tyler Shuck. He got a ton of stick. I was
Dick
writing Tyler
like
Shuck.
When we took
him,
I wanted JJ. funny because we got the guy who's doing better right now. But he's just a good passer. He's smart. Mistakes happen. I know he's a little older, but he's definitely more disciplined. And he's. I mean, he played a pretty good. Too, honestly,
he played a fine game.
He can really sling it. So mental mistakes. A poor snap at the 1 yard line. Just another. Just pathetic performance. Like no baby shit, bro.
I'd say give me the Saints.
The Falcons are dead in the water. I think this is a game that gets.
That's what I gotta do, bro.
Finally, so yeah.
What are you gonna do?
7-5. No, the last two. We've got the Rams. We've got the Buccaneers.
I'm not having a problem with that pick there because the Falcons just look absolutely dead in the water. Kirk Cousins played decently well. He was good game manager. Bijan did his thing. Mooney was surprisingly good. He had the big, that was the best ball I think Kirk throw in a while. Probably Minnesota.
I'm just gonna.
So that's been like 3 years.
This is probably the second best team.
This is definitely the best team in the NFL right now. The Rams look like
it's just impossible.
Super Bowl champ level Rams. Their offense just looks so much better.
Pick against them right now.
Adams and Puka.
This offense looks too good. This defense is top 7 unit.
I was about to
say.
Bucks,
their offense.
And then you got probably the MVP,
Buffalo, who's a good passing unit.
Their defensive coordinator will end up as head coach next season.
Team. Their run defense is much better. I don't think Sean Tucker is going to be running all over them.
And Baker got hurt. I mean, it makes it a lot easier for me to predict when a quarterback does get hurt.
This is just a Rams by 13. So, last game of the week. Panthers at 49ers. Now, this is a big game for playoffs. Now, Panthers are right on the edge. 49ers, I believe, are holding down that 7 seed. This spread sits at 7. Panthers coming off their big win.
So I believe that means we're at
they were
8-5 here.
13 Atlanta. That's a big win. It's like I just can't tell with this team. I said it last week. You just don't know what type of player is coming out.
I completely predicted the Rams game perfectly. That was a little tough of a one to call because after I even made this video, I was starting to conflict my opinion on it too.
Last week, the defense didn't really save them, but I mean, they did
here we
later
are,
when
man.
Kirk was
They definitely
play their fucking asses off.
Sean McVay
he was unbelievable.
39
That's the best game of his career by a mile. That was one of the best games of the season too. So I would feel confident with the Panthers plus 7. I think.
Why do I have to get the last one wrong, bro? I actually thought I got it right too. Oh, that sucks. Damn, bro. Damn, bro.
I'm just, I think both teams' defense is really good. I just don't think the Niners are going to blow them out.
I mean, they really didn't.
Panthers probably have
it
a top
was the Panthers who beat themselves
10-12
even though
defense,
Purdy threw 3
and I think
picks.
Bryce could do enough. I don't think the 49ers defense
Bryce
is
was
kind of.
I mean, the whole team was bad today. Tet was dropping balls early. Tet, and Bryce were on the wrong page for passes. Leggett catches a ball on the sideline, which would have got them a big first down right outside the red zone. Would have given them a really good chance to cover. And Leggett stepped out before he caught the ball. Illegal touch pass. The guy just can't do anything right. We've got to start having a discussion
right
where we talk about
all over the place.
Him.
So
maybe can he cut next season?
And that's it. So if you agree, let me know. And if you disagree, let me know in the comments. And as always,
I'm leaving hate, bro.
Leave a like, sub, comment. It means a lot. Thank you. Peace. So that's it for my Week 12 prediction recap. We went 8-6 this week. Not bad. A lot better than, the week before. Got a lot of bye weeks going on. But, Thanksgiving week this week. No bye weeks. Week 13. 3 Thursday night football games. Expect this video to be out Thursday morning.
So I'll see y'all in the next one. Let's hope I do better next week. Here's to winning. Peace.